At 92, Willie Nelson finally opens up about John Denver. Willie Hugh Nelson was born on April 29, 1933, in Abbott, Texas. His parents divorced and left to find work during the Great Depression, so he was raised by his grandparents. They were music lovers who nurtured his talent, giving him his first guitar at age 6. By 7, he wrote his first song. By 9, he was performing in local dance halls and honky-tonks with his sister, Bobby, who played piano, a partnership that lasted a lifetime. In his early adulthood, Nelson worked odd jobs, from a disc jockey to a vacuum and Bible book salesman, all while trying to make it in the country music scene. He struggled through the 1950s, moving between Fort Worth, Portland, and Nashville. His unique voice and phrasing were initially seen as out of place with the polished Nashville sound, but his persistence and songwriting opened doors. Songs like Crazy, made famous by Patsy Cline, Nightlife, and Funny How Time Slips Away, showcased his poetic sensibilities and established him as a master lyricist. The 1970s marked Nelson's rise to superstardom. Frustrated with the Nashville music industry, he moved back to Texas and pioneered the outlaw country movement, which rejected the slick, commercial production style of mainstream country for a more raw, personal, and rebellious approach. His landmark albums, Shotgun Willie, 1973, Red-Headed Stranger, 1975, and Stardust, 1978, solidified his status as an innovator and maverick. The success of Red-Headed Stranger, featuring Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain, proved that authenticity and storytelling could still sell millions and touch hearts. Beyond his music, Willie Nelson became known for his distinctive persona: long braided hair, a bandana, a weathered face, and his guitar, Trigger, which became a symbol of his grit and style. But it was the man behind the image who mattered. Nelson embodied the free-spirited rebel who wasn't afraid to speak out on controversial issues. He has long been an advocate for farmers' rights, marijuana legalization, animal welfare, and environmental sustainability. In 1985, he co-founded Farm Aid with Neil Young and John Mellencamp, a benefit concert that has raised millions for struggling American farmers. His collaborative spirit is legendary. Over the decades, Nelson has recorded with a diverse group of artists across genres, from Waylon Jennings and Johnny Cash to Ray Charles, Snoop Dogg, and Norah Jones. His supergroup, the Highwaymen, featuring Jennings, Cash, and Chris Christopherson, became a beacon of camaraderie and musical excellence. His ability to transcend genres while maintaining his identity is a testament to his universal appeal. Despite hardships, including financial troubles, failed marriages, and legal battles with the IRS, Nelson remained unbroken. He never stopped recording, touring, or advocating for what he believed in. Even in his 80s and 90s, he released new music, published memoirs, and performed with a tireless work ethic. His weathered but warm voice remains instantly recognizable, as does his philosophical approach to music and life. Nelson is more than a country star. He is a national treasure, a poet, a storyteller, and a symbol of resilience. With a discography spanning over 100 albums and a legacy that has influenced countless artists, he has earned every accolade from Grammy Awards to Kennedy Center honors. Even after turning 80, Willie Nelson has continued to defy expectations and push boundaries. His energy and passion have remained remarkably strong, inspiring younger generations. In 2014, just shy of his 81st birthday, Nelson released the critically acclaimed studio album, Band of Brothers. The album was a significant milestone because it was his first in several years to feature new original material written by Nelson himself. It showcased a blend of classic country sounds with his signature lyrical depth, earning praise for its raw honesty. Band of Brothers debuted at #1 on the Billboard Top Country Albums chart, reaffirming his continued relevance and popularity. The album's success proved that age had not diminished Nelson's talent or ability to connect with audiences. Beyond music, Nelson has left an indelible mark on film and television, earning a reputation as a charismatic and natural screen presence. He has appeared in a variety of film roles that showcase his unique charm and wit. One of his most memorable performances was in The Electric Horseman, 1979, in which he starred alongside Robert Redford and Jane Fonda. Nelson played a supporting role that blended humor and heart and also contributed to the soundtrack. In the 1996 family film Starlight, he charmed audiences with a warm, grandfatherly role. His comedic timing and laid-back personality also made him a perfect fit for roles in comedies like The Dukes of Hazzard, 2005, where he portrayed Uncle Jesse, and a cameo in Zoolander 2, 2016. These film roles have helped solidify Nelson as a beloved pop culture icon with rare cross-generational appeal. His continued activity in both music and film well into his 80s is a testament to his enduring passion, resilience, and artistic spirit. Willie Nelson's life has been as colorful as his music. Over the years, he has been married 4 times. His first marriage was to Martha Matthews in 1952. The union, which lasted a decade, was turbulent, fueled by his drinking and the instability of his early career. Together, they had 3 children, Lana, Susie, and Willie, Billy Hugh Nelson, Jr. Tragically, Billy died by suicide in 1991. Following his first divorce, Willie married singer Shirley Collie in 1963. Their relationship began as a creative partnership, but the marriage ended in 1971 after Shirley discovered that Willie had fathered a child with another woman, Connie Kupke. Connie became his 3rd wife in 1971, and they had 2 daughters, Paula Carleen and Amy Lee. She stood by him during his most tumultuous years and his battles with the IRS and drug issues. The marriage ended in 1988. Later that same year, he married Annie D'Angelo, a makeup artist he met during the filming of the 1986 movie Stagecoach. Annie brought balance and calm to his chaotic world, helping him adopt a healthier lifestyle. Together, they have 2 sons, Lucas Autry Nelson, who has followed in his father's musical footsteps as the frontman of Lucas Nelson and Promise of the Real, and Micah Nelson, an artist and musician in his own right. Annie and Willie have been together for over 3 decades, his longest-lasting marriage. In recent years, they have lived on the Hawaiian island of Maui. While some sources may report her name as Marie, his wife is Annie D'Angelo, and they share a strong, enduring bond. Willie Nelson has fathered 7 children across his relationships. Despite the ups and downs, he has remained deeply devoted to his family, often drawing inspiration from them for his music. Now in his 90s, the legendary country icon has lived a life as rich and complex as the American landscape he sings about. He has crossed paths with some of the most influential figures in music history. Yet, one name that has long been speculated about, but on which Nelson has rarely commented publicly, is that of fellow singer and folk icon John Denver. Now, in a rare and heartfelt moment, Willie Nelson, at 92, has opened up about his memories of Denver, providing a touching look at a friendship the public never fully saw. Many fans wondered how Nelson felt about Denver. The 2 artists occupied different yet intersecting corners of American music. Denver, with his clear voice and nature ballads, was seen as a symbol of clean-cut optimism, while Nelson, braided and unfiltered, represented a more rebellious spirit. Despite the contrasts, Willie now reveals a deep admiration for John Denver's musical sincerity, lyrical craftsmanship, and unwavering commitment to environmental causes. Nelson describes Denver as a soul that sang from the mountains and meant every word of it. Willie shares that although they didn't tour together or collaborate often, there was always mutual respect and kinship. They often crossed paths at charity concerts and specials in the late 1970s and early 1980s. Willie reveals that backstage at one event, they had an in-depth conversation about the pressures of fame and staying authentic. John told me he just wanted to write what he felt and sing it honestly no matter what New York or L.A. thought, Nelson recalls. That hit me deep. I respected that. Nelson also confesses that he was deeply affected by Denver's tragic death in a 1997 plane crash. At the time, Willie remained publicly silent, but he admits he mourned the loss of one of America's gentlest voices. Now, he shares that Denver's music still moves him, especially songs like Take Me Home, Country Roads, and Sunshine on My Shoulders. You can feel the love in those songs, Willie says. They were never just hits. They were gifts. In his remarks, Nelson touches on Denver's misunderstood legacy. He notes that while John was sometimes dismissed by critics for being too soft, his strength lay in his sincerity. In this business, people try to mold you into something you're not. John never let that happen. That takes guts. Quiet guts. Nelson, who has spent his own life challenging musical norms, perhaps sees a bit of himself in Denver. He reflects that had Denver lived longer, they might have recorded together. We were both country boys at heart, Nelson says with a wistful smile. Different roads, maybe, but the same horizon. In Speaking Up Now, Willie not only pays tribute to a lost friend, but also offers a lesson in appreciation and reconciliation. At 92, with a long life of stories, he reminds us that honoring those who crossed our path gives meaning to the music and the man behind it. His reflections on John Denver feel like a song in themselves, tender, raw, and full of truth. A song that was decades in the making, but was always waiting to be sung. He finally spoke up,